What's up, YouTube? Welcome to episode 3 of Deeper Than Sports. Today's topic will be about winning is the only way. We wanted to kick this off and talk a little bit about some of our mindset around a championship mindset and the things that we have done to, again, navigate the waters of just life, as well as how our lessons and losses in life has also shaped the men that we become, the fathers that we become, the brothers that we become, the husbands that we become. And so we want you to stick with us on this journey and ride with us as we walk you guys down some of why winning is the only way. And the thing that I'll kick this off with for myself is, in my estimation, there's 4 pillars to winning. And for me, it's not enough to just be winning in one aspect of life. We want, and I often preach that it's important that you have to be winning in your spiritual life first and foremost, okay? You have to have a relationship with the Most High and stay plugged into that at all costs. In addition to your spiritual life being on point, you need to make sure that your financial life is on point, okay? And your financial life will create financial peace. I often know that as a guy that's been married for 10 years now, having your finances in order eliminates 90% of arguments. So it's important that we strive to be on point in our finances. You don't have to make a boatload of money, but if you can minimize that, if you can live within your means, that's a win in the financial column, okay? Then you need to be winning emotionally. You need to take time out for your mental health, for your physical health. All in all, you need to make sure that your mind is clear. Your mind has the clarity it needs so you can perform at an optimal level. And so these are some pillars of winning that makes up the whole of winning is the only thing. In addition to that, though, then I'll hand it off to you guys, is that losing is a part of winning. You need, and you cannot have success without having failure. It comes as part of the territory. Matter of fact, the lessons and the losses may sharpen you even more than the winning, because winning can cause contentment. Winning can make you think that what you're doing is enough. However, you can get complacent. However, when you learn to use the losses as lessons, those are what really build character. Those is what shape your integrity, and that's how you become the ultimate winner. What do you guys think about that?
I agree. I totally agree, man. I think you hit the needle on the head first and foremost with having your spiritual in line.
Absolutely.
You have
Absolutely.
to. Like, you know what I mean? Like
That's number one. That's number
one. You
one.
gotta have that relationship with God first and foremost, man. And if you are a leader of your household, like we all are, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You have to be in tune with God, so
absolutely
you receive your blessings for the rest of your family. So
that's real. I know that the whole spiritual walk for me was big, because oftentimes, and it's just like this, and maybe I'm the only one, but it take you to hit rock bottom before you really beef up your spiritual life. And I know for me, it wasn't until I really plugged in to the Lord that the favor came over my life, that things got a lot easier, that again, I was having what I call uncommon favor. Some people call it swag, but I call it uncommon favor, in a sense that the things that's happening in my life, there's nothing man can do about. Okay, and that's just really being plugged in. But to me, it's one thing to gain favor, it's another thing to maintain the Lord's favor. And that's why that's number one on my list.
Yeah, what he has for you, no man could come against. Like, so I'm with you. And I think we all share the same spiritual leader, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bishop. He would also, you know what I mean, make sure that we in tune with our spiritual, because again, there's more people that we take care of.
And that's a great point. Having an accountability partner. I think the three of us, we are each other's accountability partners. Yes. We've been that way for 30 years. However, we have a spiritual accountability partner. We call him Coach, or some of you that's watching this may know him as Pastor Jerry Bishop, and he is our guy through and through. And so not only is he on us, but he helps hold us accountable. He makes sure that we're not lacking or slacking in any area, because if nobody else will call it out, he will.
For sure.
And so when you got accountability from our brother right here, accountability from my other brother, you have no choice but to be on point. And the more that you get on point, it become a natural occurrence of your life, of your everyday makeup. It become routine almost. So then walking in accountability is a normal thing.
And then with the finances, for sure. Like, if your spiritual is in line, you should be giving back to the Lord, you know what I mean? Giving back to his people. So more favor, more will come upon you. You know what I mean? So all that stuff works together, man. If your spiritual is in line, your finances in line, your household, so to say, will be taken care of. Things will run smoothly.
It'll run a lot smoother. It runs a lot smoother.
Chime in, bro. So that's all great. You know, spiritual peace. I don't need to talk about that. You know, we all a man of faith. So I'm gonna hit a different angle. Career, family, husband. Yeah. Career moves for me. I think a career in essential, it's a part of winning. What you do.
For sure.
The career move is something that you're passionate and you love. That's a part of winning. Some people, you know, go to work every day. They don't look at it as work because it's my passion. You know what I mean? This is what I love to do. If it's being an educator, it's being in corporate America, whatever it is, that's your passion. That's a part of winning. Being a family man, you know what I mean? That's all the pillars. That's the spiritual piece of it. But you have to be a family man. You have to be able to protect and provide for your family. Something that we all have. We all have family, and that's something we do. Something we do on a day-to-day basis. A husband is one of the, I ain't gonna say the toughest things, but it's something you have to build on every single day. Absolutely. Being a husband, every single day. You know, we all love our wives, and we know in day-to-day, you have to improve on that piece. If it's communication or whatever it is, you have to constantly work on being a better husband each and every day. So I want you guys to talk about, let's talk about the husband piece of winning, because that goes with it. You know what I mean? Winning, you can't be you got to be a good husband. That's a part of winning. So yeah, can we talk about that, the importance of that?
I'll kick us off as it relates to being a husband. That's one of the number one titles that I have, and I carry the mantle of being a good husband on a daily basis because it's important. CB hit a nail on the head. We have to first be providers as husbands. Then we have to be protectors as husbands. And so, again, when the wife is happy, the land is happy. You know what I'm saying? And so part of that is, do you got a job? Are you able to help with the bills or maintain all the bills if you have some? Are you able to, again, save? Are you able to keep expenses low? Are you able to create a life that's worth living and that you actually want to live, so that, again, the marriage is prosperous, that you two stay on one accord? Beyonce once mentioned that she wants to be what Jay-Z was when they were dating. She don't want him to have to she want that same attention. And so, not to add her to this conversation, but the point was very strong. And to me, that's what me and my wife do. My swag is always on point. I say this to my YouTube family all the time. Underneath this, I keep a butter haircut. My drip is always out cold. And so she's not getting a dude that's falling off. Even after 10 years of marriage, I'm still the flyest when I choose to go out. I'm fly even in my sweatpants and how I carry myself in our home that we own. And so across the board, that's just how we rock. And I noticed that overall, time and time again, the love is always on 10. It's always just like it was when I met her back in 2001 at Michigan State, when I was just a little fly playboy back then. But I saw the potential, and I'm looking like, oh, if I'm going to get that, I'm going to have to be on point when I get to that level. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, that whole piece about being a husband is huge in terms of
I want to jump in
it being a total package.
So for sure, I agree with everything you said. I think having a winning mindset or being a winning husband, so to say, you have to have an acute focus for it. Like anything else, whatever goal you're chasing, whatever prize that you got your eyes on, you have to take that same acute focus and narrow it in on being a good husband. And everybody falls short. Nobody is perfect. You know what I mean? Everybody have a bad day or two or three, but how are you going to respond back from that? How are you going to consider the next person's feelings? I mean, not just your wife, but the household. You know what I'm saying? Because as a leader, you got to consider everybody. You come last in that whole equation. So, again, acute focus on, you know what, yesterday might have not been my greatest day. I heard you say, you know what, man, my patience kind of been running thin a little bit as a father. So, but today I'm better. You know what I mean? It's just like that. You know
One day at a time.
One day at a time.
Be better than you was yesterday.
I have to be. That's how you have to live your life. You got to chase that acute focus inside your relationship as well. So that's what I'll be on, man. And I would say that my wife could attest to it better than me. But I would say I'm a good husband, you know what I'm saying? And she's going to say that for sure. So
yeah.
I like that. I like the angle you hit. You know, I like the acute focus. I like the piece about protector, provider. Those are good angles. So I'm going to veer off. I'm going to hit a different piece. I think the other part is communication.
the hardest part.
Man, communication. Consistent. Yeah, consistent communication. Part. For me, something improving on is listening. You know, sometimes women, you know, they just want us to listen. They don't want us to be coming up with the solutions all the time. And that's in our DNA. Yeah. We're the fixer. Yeah. Sometimes they just want us to listen. You know what I mean? So those challenges of veering off and staying focused on that piece, those are, you know what I mean, those things you got to constantly work on each and every day. You know what I mean? Let's talk about family. You know, we all have different family backgrounds. I think that'd be good for us to, you know, let our audience know how winning, how his family is a part of winning.
Yeah, I think family is important. I know my wife and I, we got a son that's 21, and raising him the right way, instilling the right things in him from early on was a key milestone in terms of what we try to do and making sure he hit all of those developmental milestones along his journey growing up as a kid. I think the whole family piece for us was, I had a responsibility because my wife had a son before I got with her. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, I've been in his life since he was 2 years old, so I'm very much present in his life from the time he was 2 to now at 21. However, it was important for me to model what a man was supposed to be, how a man is supposed to act, how a man is supposed to treat a woman, so that he could see the visual on a daily basis, and hopefully he go out and I gave him something worth emulating once he starts dating, or he is dating now, but I'm saying once he started the dating game, he knew he had a framework to work from on how a man is supposed to treat a woman.
Live in model.
He had, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with that. So I got the same situation. Me and my wife, we have a blended family. So
we all do.
We got that in common. Yeah. So we got a blended family. I like to say we have young adults. You know what I'm saying? So our oldest is 22, the next one is 21, and then we got 17, last one in the house. So, bro, blended is tough. You know what I mean? You got to find your way, find your footing, because every kid is different. They need different. You know what I mean? They love different. They want to be loved different. So you got to kind of find your path, man, and it's not easy. You're not gonna find it quickly. It may take a year. It may take a little longer. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel that same way.
Yeah.
And the kids being 4 years apart with Lil E and Gus, you know what I mean? Like, and Z being like 2 years older than Gus. It's just they all close enough where they helped each other through the whole situation. But same thing, man. You got to figure out a way to win with them as well. Like, build them in ways that it may be tough on them, but you know what I mean? You see the end goal as it form.
I think all that encompasses winning, and that's what we mean, guys, when we say we're winning in life, we're winning in our finances, we're winning in our family. And again, if you're not a winner at home, it don't matter what you are to the community, because you first got to dominate at the crib, okay? And so it's important that, again, you can't be everything to the world and you giving nothing at home. And so again, that's key. I think CB is spot on with even framing that whole entire question around the whole family piece. You know what I'm saying? Because the one thing I will say, and y'all don't got to touch on this if it's not relevant to y'all, but for me, we all got blended families. But I was intentional about having a positive relationship with my son's father. And so me and him rock in a way where I didn't steal moments from him in terms, even though the kid lived with me, my son lived with me the whole time. I didn't, when it came time for homecoming, I still let his dad get the homecoming gear. When it came time to drive the car, whether I bought the car or he lived with me in the car sitting in my house, Pops, we gonna pull down on you. You and your son can go driving. So y'all had that first time experience together. But you know what I'm saying, when he at home, he can still know, he still had those moments with his dad, but me as his other dad, he's getting experiences with. And so again, I just tried to change the whole game.
Yeah, you're supposed to be a bonus to that situation. Yeah. Like as a blended family, you have to be a bonus.
That's huge, bro. That and I told you, I remember going to a hoop game when Gus was hooping and all y'all was sitting together. Because my situation is different. You know, I got 2 girls. That's not my blended situation. One 19, 14. Then my son is in Houston. Then we got the 2 little ones. So, you know, we came in as a blended family, but I didn't have that relationship with their biological father like you do. So I applaud you in that aspect, because for 2 men, you know, it's a lot of pride in that, bro. You know what I mean? You got to put your pride to the side. And
it could be a lot of pride.
Yeah, you're right. You got to put things to the side, but you guys did what's best for the child. You know what I mean? Like, my situation is different. And, you know, the girls, they're biological. He wasn't really present in their life. So I had to take on that, and it's challenging when you got girls in the household. So, you know, it was my wife and it was 2 girls for a long time. You know what I mean? So things are different. You know what I mean? Learning how to speak and be soft spoken. And I think what made us close is sports, because we all had that sports background, and I got the girls involved in sports, and that got us a lot closer. Coaching them got us a lot closer. There was always great students, you know what I mean? A's and B's.
What you're saying is you built a relationship outside the home as well. You know, you gave them a chance to see and visualize CB differently, like not just somebody telling them to do the dishes. You know what I'm saying? They got a chance to kick it with you on the outside, man, with other girls and what other people thought of you, like, man, and that makes a difference sometimes.
And blended families are most common in America today. So this is what they want to hear. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of them in the same situation as us, and how to cope with it. Like you said, it's challenging. But if you could come together as one, like in the blended, man, it's huge, especially in the roles we play.
But I would piggyback on you off what you said too, CB. You said with girls it's tough. I would say with girl or boy it's tough. You know what I mean? Especially like with the blended situation, because my son didn't live with us right off.
Yeah. Okay.
So like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's just girls is just because of opposites. Like a boy, you understand a boy.
Well, he can shut down on you too. Like, you get what I'm saying? Sometimes, like I said, it's just different for everybody. It could potentially be tough. You know what I'm saying?
I guess for me, my biggest fear and all of that was, because I'm a guy that's very confident and very secure in myself. So there's not a guy in the world that can make me feel no kind of way. No intimidation, no jealousy, no nothing. And so I don't have that. If you admire how gorgeous my wife is, I'ma salute you before I'm jealous. So with that being said, what was important for me with my son, my biggest fear was, you not my dad. Was I always parented in a way where, like, dude, he could break all this fall apart if he was to be that kid that yelled at you, don't tell me what to do, you not my dad. And so I'm thankful in 21, 22 years of his life, we don't even rock like that. He don't think like that. He don't talk like that. And he don't even have that kind of approach. And again, that was huge for our relationship, because I was just trying to be a good, positive male figure for him. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't never trying to replace his dad, even though I don't even say words like stepson. I just call him my son. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I rock. That's how we rock. That's how me and his mom is. And so again, guys, when we talk about winning, we are talking about total domination in all these aspects of life. And I hope that these little tidbits of our lives that we touched on help give you guys a bigger picture of what it is we're talking about when we talk about winning.
The other piece to winning, I'm a head coach, something that I brought to the school that I coach at. So we go by win. So winning is, I tell them win every second, win every minute, win every hour, win every day, winning. But also the winning piece is the way you wake up in the morning. You know, we all have a routine. You know, wake up at 5 a.m., we pray, we read our word, we work out. Okay, that's a part of winning. Some people don't even wake up 8 or 9 o'clock. We got 3 hours on them. So it's a whole mindset on how
we dominate the world. By the time the rest of the world wake up, we already got 3, 4, 5 hours in. Them hit the gym already. Them read our word and just, again, it's just total domination. And I'm telling you, you guys embrace some of these attributes we're talking about, it will just rub off in your life, and you will just start seeing success come out of nowhere in terms of just shaping just how you live, how you think, the things that motivate you, the thoughts that come about. CB often talk about his creative juices flowing and the thoughts he's having, because now he got a clear head and stress levels are low. Hey, waking up in the morning, getting in your work, going to work, all of that helps produce that. And at the end of the day, again, those are the things that help you have a healthy mental state. And that's the last part of winning, is to be emotionally on point. Okay, meaning you got to know what you need to do to cope. You got to know what you need to do to get through, whether it's grief, whether it's dealing with disappointment, whether it's managing your anger. And so, again, winning encompasses everything, but it's not about just the wins. It's about those adversities. It's about those hardships. It's about everything that comes your way. You know what I'm saying? The bad day, the getting told no, the rejection, using all of it as part of a test, because it's really going to turn into your testimony at the end of the day.
Correct. I would ask you guys one question. I would say, if somebody just looked at you or you looked at your lives, what would be the one attribute they would pull away from your winning mentality? Like, what would be your biggest attribute? What would you
I would hope that anybody that has ever came in contact with me, seen me more than 10 seconds, would say that young man is consistent in all he do. That's my secret sauce. If y'all ever want to know how I done and accomplished anything, I'm not better than anybody. I'm just more consistent than everybody. Okay. And that's been my whole mantra, my whole life. I'm gonna show up every day. If it's on YouTube, I'm making a video 7 days a week. If it's going to the gym, I go to the gym 5 days a week minimum. If it's work, you know my work gonna be on point. You know my report's gonna be in on time. It's just consistent. I might not be the greatest. Definitely ain't the lowest either, though. Don't get it twisted. I got too much confidence to ever be in the bottom tier, but I'm gonna always be among the upper echelon. Maybe not the greatest, but good across the board. That's what I hope is the takeaway: consistency.
Me overcoming adversity. I mean, just my stories is, up and down. I mean, you can't keep me down. You know what I mean? I'm always gonna find a way. I think for me, as I look at my journey, is I got a vision of myself walking up a hill. It's dark, it's cloudy, it's rainy, but I'm just getting up that hill. You know what I mean? You see the pain, you see the bruises. You know what I mean? You see the fight, you see the tears. You know what I mean? You see the struggle. But I'm walking up that hill no matter what, bro. So it's one of those things, you can't keep me down. I'm going to overcome it. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to find a way. You know what I mean? If I'm on that hospital bed, I'm going to get off that hospital bed and I'm going to figure out, I'm going to find a way. So I think for me, it's just overcoming adversity. That's my story, bro.
I love that. What about you, E?
I would say, man, I like the consistency thing, but I'm a glue guy, bro. If that makes sense to y'all. Like,
you to do that, hold it all together.
If you come in contact with me, bro, if you need something, I'm gonna try to fill that void.
I agree with
Whether it's where you get your shirt at, hey, bro, I know somebody. You know what I mean? Whether you need some help, you need some shoes, you need something. If I can help you in any type of way, I'm gonna help you. You know what I'm saying? So if you get in contact with, you're gonna keep going. You're going for the ride with me. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna be better off than you were, because I'm gonna try to leech and give you something of me that I have, you know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Yeah, you like the missing puzzle piece, bro.
Exactly. I like that. I'm going to attest to that. You've been my best friend for 30 years. You've been my best friend for 30 years, more than 30 years. But we going to just use that number to keep it clean for you guys. However, you call it glue, I call it loyalty. The one thing about you, you are exactly that. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, you solid across the board. And so it's rare. You solid too, but it's rare that you come across solid guys. You know what I'm saying?
You good too, though.
It's rare that you come across somebody that's just solid all the time, year after year, don't switch up. And again, that's why we doing this podcast, because this is 30 years of friendship that we can't even unpack in these little videos for how deep it really is. And so we hoping Deeper Than Sports, again, give you guys a glimpse into half of what we do on a daily basis. Right now, we want to switch to our hot topics, and we're going to kick our hot topics off about the hate that the Asians are receiving. Okay, and we want to be the first to let it be known that we vehemently oppose any type of hate. You know what I'm saying?
Any and all hate
towards anybody. Yes. We don't care if you LGBT. We don't care if you white. We don't care if you Asian. We don't care if you Mexican.
Wrong is wrong.
Wrong is wrong. Okay.
Exactly.
And so nobody understands that more than black men in America, because we experience that on a daily basis. No matter how educated we are, degreed up we are, successful we are, that doesn't go away. And so yes, we side and we send our support to Asians, but just know that don't diminish what we go through on a daily, because that's just a small thing of what we experience all the time as a people. And so we just want to make sure that we touch on that, send our support their way into any of our Asian friends and our Asian communities. Again, no hate is acceptable on our watch, and we want that to be known, and we want to stand on that right here on our podcast. And so that leads me to the next hot topic for us, which is these allegations around one of the NFL's youngest and brightest stars, who happened to be a quarterback. He goes by the name of Deshaun Watson, who's currently the Houston Texans quarterback. And so let's just talk a little bit about the fact that these allegations has came up, and we don't want to get too heavy into it, but we just want to keep it at a level where they know where we stand in terms of how we support these types of claims.
First off, I would like to say that my thoughts go out to all parties involved. You know what I'm saying? We don't know to what extent any of this stuff happened, so I don't want to point the finger one way or another, but I would like to say where there's smoke, there's fire sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And too much, again, we're going to stay surface level, but where there's smoke, there's fire. I'll just stay like that. And I just want to give my hats off and give thoughts and prayers out to all the people that's involved, man. Because
one thing that I want to do, piggybacking off of you, is that we want to always uplift the voice of those that's screaming for help.
Exactly.
Okay, because sometimes it's easy to dismiss claims, especially if it's dealing with a high profile, high caliber superstar athlete. Okay, and so again, we're not messy guys, so we're not even going to speak on the situation as a whole, but we've been around long enough. We had to navigate those waters as successful athletes, successful, just good looking black men ourselves, where you can be susceptible to slip ups, temptation, people trying to set traps. And so we just wanted to be known that, listen, if you are or have been a victim of any sort, your voice is not going to be diminished with us. It's not about us making you the victim. We just want to make sure that we are, again, acknowledging that we hear you.
And since you said that, we would encourage, if you are the victim of anything, that you speak up, that you step forward, like that you don't hold on to that.
Yep.
Your voice is important, that you need to be heard.
Because if you hold it in your heart, you harbor those bitter feelings, it stops you from reaching your full potential. You can't become who you really were called to be, because there's a part of you that has a dark cloud over it, because you haven't released it. You didn't think nobody was going to believe you. And so, again, mentally prepare for that journey and that fight to grab your life back, to take back your peace. That's so good. That you can go out again and be everybody that you were called to be.
Yeah, that's all good stuff. I'm going to hit off a different area with Deshaun. I think it hit everybody off guard with this, because you see Deshaun Watson, you see some of the things he do off the field with his charities and be able to help the people in need. You see the positive energy. He has been a great role model for all, you know what I mean, for all. And you hear this news, you know what I mean. Then, you know, before the news, you know, he was speaking loudly about wanting to get traded. You know, he's unhappy there. And then all of a sudden this news comes, and he like, what? Like, it's like, it didn't really make sense. And then, like you said, these allegations is coming out, and more people is speaking upon this, and you got these civil suits, and you're like, what? So, like, both sides, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? The victims and us feeling sorry for those people, and it's a heartbreaking thing.
I think I know where you're going with it too. Like, and people with money are powerful. You know what I'm saying? So, like, definitely. I could see what you mean. Like some stories could be leaked or you know what I mean, let out to the media, whatever it is that to tarnish it or diminish his name. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this is linked to that or not, but I could see a scenario where you know what I'm saying that could happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
I would hope not. Though. I would hope that wouldn't be the case though.
Mm-hmm. Are there any other things that's just from a freestyle, open up conversation standpoint? We hit the 30-minute mark, and so is there anything we didn't elaborate on that we need to, or was something gleaned from what we did talk about that you guys want to expound on further?
I would just touch on, man, like I'm happy that the world is kind of in some places coming back, bro. Like March Madness is bringing a normalcy back to this time of year. You know what I'm saying? At least we have that. Last year we didn't have March Madness. It was
that's true.
It was harder to stay in the house and not watch nothing. At least this time around we get a little March Madness, couple buzzer beaters, teams getting upset, kind of put you back in. You know what I'm saying?
In that sense of normalcy.
Yeah, sense of normalcy.
Yeah.
So I'm happy about that. I just wanted to get what y'all thought about that.
I'm with you, man. My wife and I, we just went on a vacation to Texas and Atlanta, and the correlation with that is the fact that in terms of normalcy, the airports was jam packed, which lets me know people ready to move around, traveling will pick back up, people will start doing things that they were accustomed to doing prior to the pandemic. And so I want it to be known that those of you that may have been hit with depression through this stay at home order, this lockdown, just know better days are on the way. Again, I see the policies, I see COVID shots being disseminated across America. We got over 100 million shots now. And so again, once people are properly vaccinated, you can resume doing some things you used to do. Okay, still be safe, still have your mask on, but those are going to provide some opportunities in which you can do some things, go some places, link up with some people that you may not have had a chance to do that in quite a while. Over a year, right?
Want to hit off what you guys see about the March Madness? Did they show you the girls and the boys? They show you the girls' gifts and the boys' gifts.
I didn't see the gifts. I just seen the weight room.
The weight room, the food, and different things of that nature. How do you guys feel about that?
Inequity is always wrong across the board, and so I know some athletes that are female that's nice. Why would they not have the equipment or the same things that a guy has? They got to do the same stuff we do.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate on this. I wouldn't do it, but they always talk about ticket sales, like men's basketball. You know, ticket sales and different things, merchandise, and you know they bring in. Let's just say, for example, they bring in 50 billion. Women's only bring in 15 million. Those are just numbers that we making up, but that's the difference in revenue.
Yeah.
So now, so people saying that, cause you know I see people mentioning that. So what would you say to those people that feel that way?
I would answer that. I would say, especially in terms of the weight room, that 50 million, billion, whatever y'all brought in, make the weight room unisex. You get what I'm saying? Put all the fine weights you want in there.
Yep, that's
give our women the time.
Problem. Yep.
Just like at this March Madness, at the bubble. Okay, that fine weight room that was there. Okay, the women should be able to use that one. Not or rotate. Get them that little shitty rack of weights that we seen in that picture. The men's get that on Monday, women get the good one on Tuesday. You know what I mean? Like something like it's 2021, bro.
That's the gifts.
That's an easy problem.
I didn't see the gifts, so you would have to expand on the gifts.
I didn't see no gifts.
Gifts was the boys. I mean, they had it on the bed. So let's say the man's had a king size bed. 3/4 of the bed was covered up with gifts. Let's say the woman had king size, a third, a quarter gifts.
Yeah, but no, your original question, I think it was fairly easy to answer in terms of, again, I'm just about equity. So if I'm and I am a businessman, if I'm a business and I make 50 billion, for me, why you can't allocate 10% of our earnings towards the women's side, regardless of if the men's bringing
it's the same sport.
It's the same sport. We under the same umbrella. We got the same academic advisors, same court. We practice at the same facility. It's all the same pot of money it's coming from. Okay, like with us. No, it don't matter if the men lead the way. That's generating revenue for the whole athletic department.
Exactly.
All the sports,
Yeah.
not just women basketball, but baseball, softball, fencing, the whole nine. And so again, we know how to itemize dollars. We know how to allocate a portion of our funds that we bring in towards other programs, other sports, equipment use. And so to me, that's an easy thing, man. I'm with Steph Curry. He said shame on NAACP or the NCAA. And I'm right with them. Yeah. Shame on NCAA.
And I just hit that angle because you got a lot of viewers, you got a lot of people speaking upon that. I got daughters. You know, so me, if I'm NCAA, I'm giving a woman more than I'm giving men. Bottom line, because women always been in the back end when it comes to sports. Bro, so I'm gonna bless them even more. I'm gonna bless them more, bro.
Just like, I don't know if this was last year or maybe a little bit closer to a year and a half ago. Steph Curry had a girl write him about she wanted his shoes to be made in girl sizes. You know what I mean? Like, why the Steph Currys don't come in girls?
All right.
Now he got a whole girl line. You know what I mean? He sent her some shoes and did all the, like, Steph was on that tip too. Like, no, we got to fix this, Under Armour. So at this point, that's the world's problem. Like, we got to fix this, man.
I was shocked to see that just because how the women movement has been in America. So when I seen that, I was shocked. I think we was all shocked by that, man. And you know, rest in peace, Kobe. You know what I mean? Kobe had a big part of women's basketball, man, with his daughter, and you know what I mean?
The girl dad.
Oh man, I mean, he played a significant role with the Oregon team. I forgot the girl name over there. Yeah, so he played a huge role in that, man, and try to launch things and get things moving in that direction.
To me, it just shows that there's still a long road to go. There's still a lot more work to do in terms of equity and inclusion of all.
In all areas, too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But listen, guys, we have come to an end of another excellent show. We hope you like what we got for you today. We hope you enjoyed. We just, again, want to be as real, raw, and transparent with you about some small aspects of our lives on how winning is the only thing for us.
Yes, it is.
We look forward to seeing each and every one of you guys next week as we come to you each and every week with another new episode of Deeper Than Sports. Until then, guys, we'll see you later.
Peace.